there's this little tilt tomorrow afternoon in Carter Finley. You might have heard about it.
Right.
Clemson and NC State getting together, and Drake Thomas, terrific linebacker, joins us from Raleigh. First of all, Drake, appreciate the time, and man, I know you guys are fired up for tomorrow. Man, this is one of those kind of games that forget the hype. Let's just go hit somebody, right?
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me too. But yeah, we're excited, ready to go for tomorrow.
Drake, this whole deal now, I mean, the way this season's unfolding, I know this game's important, but you're a veteran guy here. Do you have to process this a little bit to say, okay, yeah, we're fired up, we want to play, but do you have to kind of back it down to make sure you don't play it on Wednesday before it kicks on Saturday?
Yeah, I'd say, I mean, this is probably the biggest game I've played in since I've been here, for sure. So, I mean, I just try to, stay in my own skin, don't get, too excited before, Saturday. Just stay myself all week and stay calm until, that ball kicks, then it's go time.
Well, one of your main guys, Peyton Wilson, goes out with a tough injury, and he's out for the year after what happened in Mississippi State. From that linebacker room, I'm sure that you guys are playing for him. You're playing for yourselves. But with his absence, what's it meant, though, for everybody else in that linebacker room?
I mean, we'd have to Jalen Scott, number 2, he's had to step up big time. And, I mean, he's done a good job. He's done a great job. And he's prepared himself for the opportunity. And as far as, me and Isaiah and him, we're all playing for Peyton. He plays 100% of the time. He leaves it all out on the field, and we'd be doing him a disservice if we didn't play the same. So, just going out there, going all out for him.
All right, let's. I want to cover one of the things here. Even though you're just a sophomore, it feels like you've been there a long time. So take me through kind of the first 3 weeks of this. I mean, beat South Florida, tough loss at Mississippi State, come back, get Furman. How does this work for you guys in terms of the long game, Drake?
We just got to stay consistent. We got to, focus on ourselves each and every week. It doesn't, matter who we're playing. We got to worry about being the best versions of ourselves every single week. And when we come out and we execute and we stay disciplined and, play our game of football, then we can, play with the best of the best. And I think that just doing that every single week, that's what's the most important for us.
Drake, on the national scene, everybody's buzzing about what's wrong with Clemson's offense. You've watched tape of these guys all week. What do you see about the Tigers?
They got playmakers for sure. They got talent all around the field that can make plays. So just because their production up to this point hasn't been what they want it to be, doesn't mean they can't, click at any time. So we're going to have to be clicking on all cylinders to stop them tomorrow. So, we're taking an approach like we're playing, any other team. It's just we're focused on ourselves and executing what we need to.
Hey, Drake, I just want to follow up real quick, Wes. What you just did right there tells me everything I need to know. You went, is it tomorrow? It could be Tuesday. You've been so dialed in this week. You don't know if it's Tuesday or Friday. It's just like, man, let's just open the gates. Let's let loose and go play, right? I mean, I can tell your mind's already like, whenever we play, but just let's go play some football, right?
Yeah, just whenever we play, just put the ball down.
That's it.
Yeah. Hey, this seems like a 3-level game, though, and this is one of the reasons I like your football team, because I know you got guys up front. You guys in the middle are always rock solid. And then the secondary's got a lot of guys, and I'll be honest with you, Drake, I think Tyler Baker-Williams, a lot of guys, Tanner, they fly under the radar when it comes to secondary play, not just in the ACC, but nationally too. And this feels like a game where your defense has an opportunity to shine at all 3 levels.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we got a lot of playmakers in the second half too. In the back end, our secondary, they played a lot of football. They're comfortable in our defense, and they know the system, and they go and make plays. So I definitely think it's an opportunity for everyone to show what they can do.
Drake, it's interesting when you start talking about defensive football in this day and age of college, right? Because everything's been offensive oriented. We're so used to now seeing everybody spreading the field, first to 40. This game tomorrow, let me emphasize, tomorrow, feels like it could be an old school. I mean, your defense has been out of sight. Clemson's defense has been fantastic. I'm sure you're watching tape going, okay, yeah, they got playmakers, but you know what? We can execute A, B, and C against these guys and make life miserable. The anticipation of an old school, rock 'em, sock 'em, 17-14 thing, given the way you guys like to play on the defensive side, it sounds like Man, that would be like the perfect afternoon. Nice and crisp, places sold out, going nuts. Old school football where defense dictates who's going to win the game.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Gibson talked about it to us. You know, this game is going to fall on us, and you know, we want that pressure right to us. You know, we don't want to shy away from it. We want to run right to it, and we got to embrace that. And you know, so if it's going to fall on us, then we got to do what we need to do to win the game.
Drake, in terms of growing up in the area, and I know you played at Heritage in Wake Forest, and there are a lot of guys. I mean, Gunnar Holmberg's a Heritage guy. You got your brother. You got tons of guys from that program. Pack, the NFL guys that coach in that program is just phenomenal. I mean, we talked about it a little bit last week with Gunnar. The idea, Drake, of growing up in this area and now playing in a game like this in this area, what does that mean to you?
It means a lot. You got a bunch of people that were able to be a part of, you know, your youth career, you know, the high school career, just all the way up from when I was little that are still able to follow me and come watch me play and just, you know, support. And it just means a lot that to have those kind of people be on this journey with me from the start to the finish.
Drake, when we were in Raleigh a couple weeks ago to start the season before you guys played South Florida, we were doing a show there, and one of the things that Dave Doran talked about is one of the things we want to do every single week we play. We want to be the most physical team on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Now, we know that the offensive line gets these bad boys right here for pancake blocks, right? All right, we know NC State's getting it. So what does Coach give as incentive for the defensive guys? I mean, if the offensive guys are loading up on the pancake blocks and getting the syrup, what are we doing for the defense?
I mean, for the turnovers, we get the turnover bone, and then we each, you know, we go on the sideline, we sign the turnover bone, and then in the team meeting the next day, we get like our own mini turnover bone for every single turnover we get.
That's all right. But I tell you what, I will tell you, no disrespect to the turnover bone, this has more purposes right here. Yeah, there's no question about that.
Hey, I will tell you that Aleem brought the turnover bone on the set last year when we had him on following his pick six at Virginia. The turnover bone's a little big now, Blake. Drake, you can't walk around with the turnover bone like carrying to class and stuff.
Hey, by the way,
I mean, it's big. You gotta, you know, we keep that, I think, on the fourth floor with the coaches during the week. But the ones that they give us to keep are like, you know, mini ones that you would give to your dog, and we keep it in our lockers.
I was going to say the original one barely would fit my Ford F-150. Speaking of class, our traditional question with every student athlete, I'm posing this one to you. While you've been at NC State, Drake, what has been your hardest class?
I'd say maybe accounting. Probably accounting. I mean, I'm a business major. That was probably one of my hardest classes. Calculus was a tough one. But probably accounting, honestly, because I took that in season. So, you know, when you're in season taking classes, it's a little bit more difficult to spend, you know, the needed time on the course.
Yep, I'm with you on that.
Numbers.
Well,
not doing it.
Drake, we gotta get the sharp objects out of the room when Wes starts doing math. So, you know, when you said accounting, I mean, he got the cold, clammy feeling instantly with that deal. I know this much. Tomorrow afternoon, though, at 3:30, Carter Finley's going to be rocking. And I know it's been a couple years since you've seen these guys. You didn't play them last year at all, given the COVID schedule and everything else. And what's at stake? It just kind of feels like this is the crossroad. If you're going to get to Charlotte and you're going to play for an ACC championship, you know you got to beat these guys, right? You know you got to beat them.
Yeah, I mean, they are what the standard of the ACC has been the past 6 years. Whatever, you know, they've won it in a row. So if you want to win the ACC, you have to beat Clemson. And, you know, we're taking pride in that, and we know that, and we know it's at stake. But we also want to just focus on ourselves when we go out there and be the best version of ourselves and not get too caught up in all the hype. You know, when we show up our best version of ourselves, that's when we're the best. That's when we're playing the best, and that's when we're tough to beat.
Yeah. Hey, Drake, thanks for the time. Good luck tomorrow. We look forward to watching.
Yeah, appreciate you guys having me.
Thanks, Drake.
Drake Thomas of the Wolfpack, outstanding player out of Heritage High in Wake Forest.